Hello, devoted fans of Days of Our Lives. Welcome back to the electrifying world of Days Drama Digest, where we dive headfirst into the swirling vortex of intrigue, betrayal, and shocking resurrections that define our beloved soap opera. Today, we're unraveling a tantalizing theory that's been igniting the imaginations of viewers across the globe. Could Jake Dera, the supposedly deceased twin brother of Stefan Dera, be poised for a jaw-dropping return to Salem? Not just as himself, but as the new incarnation of the legendary Stefano Dera? Buckle up, because we're about to embark on a roller coaster ride through the dramatic twists and turns of this speculative saga, exploring every shadowy corner of this possibility with the intensity it deserves. The shocking exit of Stefan and the void left behind for those who've been glued to their screens. The departure of Stefan Dera from Days of Our Lives was nothing short of a seismic shockwave. Stefan, with his smoldering charisma and ruthless ambition, was a cornerstone of the Dera legacy, a man who walked the fine line between villainy and vulnerability with unparalleled finesse. His exit left a gaping hole in the fabric of Salem, a void that fans have been desperate to see filled. The Dera family, synonymous with power, manipulation, and unrelenting drama, thrives on the presence of a commanding figurehead. Without Stefan, the question looms: who will carry the torch of the Dera dynasty? Enter Jake Dera, Stefan's twin brother, whose life was brutally cut short in a blaze of gunfire at the hands of drug dealers. Jake's death was a gut punch to fans, a sudden and merciless twist that left us reeling. The gritty mechanic with a heart of gold, Jake was the polar opposite of his polished, scheming brother. Where Stefan was calculated and cunning, Jake was raw, relatable, and fiercely loyal. His demise felt like a betrayal of the potential he held, a character who could have woven countless new threads into the tapestry of Days. But in the world of soap operas, death is rarely the end. Could the writers be plotting a resurrection so audacious, so mind-bending, that it redefines the very essence of the Dera legacy? We think so, and the key to this resurrection lies in the hands of one man, the diabolical Dr. Wilhelm Rolf. Dr. Rolf, the mad genius behind the Dera resurrections. If there's one character in Days of Our Lives who embodies the phrase mad scientist, it's Dr. Rolf. This enigmatic figure, with his wild hair and even wilder ambitions, has long been the puppet master behind the Dera family's most outrageous schemes. Rolf's scientific prowess knows no bounds, and his loyalty to Stefano Dera, the patriarch whose shadow still looms large over Salem, is unshakable. Over the years, Rolf has proven himself capable of defying the laws of nature, bending science to his will in ways that leave us both horrified and mesmerized. Let's rewind to one of Rolf's most infamous experiments, the microchip implanted in Steve "Patch" Johnson's brain. This wasn't just any chip, it was a technological marvel designed to overwrite Steve's identity, convincing him he was Stefano Dera himself. For a time, Steve walked the streets of Salem as the Phoenix, embodying Stefano's ruthless spirit while his true self was buried beneath layers of programming. The chip was eventually destroyed, but the experiment proved Rolf's ability to manipulate minds and resurrect the essence of Stefano in a new vessel. It was a chilling glimpse into the depths of Rolf's genius and a tantalizing hint at what he might be capable of next. Then there was the audacious attempt to implant a Stefano clone into Kayla Johnson, with the intention of her carrying it to term. This plan, as bizarre as it was ambitious, showcased Rolf's willingness to push the boundaries of science and morality. Though the cloning scheme ultimately failed, it cemented Rolf's reputation as a man who could blur the lines between life and death, reality and fiction. If anyone in Salem has the power to bring Jake back from the grave and transform him into the new Stefano, it's Dr. Rolf. The tragic tale of Jake and Stefan, a twin legacy. To understand why Jake's resurrection as Stephano is such a compelling possibility, we need to delve into the tangled history of the Dera twins. Born to the formidable Vivien Main, Stefan and Jake were destined for greatness or infamy from the moment they entered the world. Vivien, a woman whose cunning rivals that of Stephano himself, gave birth to the twins in secret, setting the stage for a lifetime of drama. While Stefan was raised in the lap of luxury, groomed to inherit the Dera empire, Jake's life took a drastically different path. Separated from his brother, Jake grew up unaware of his Dera heritage, scraping by as a mechanic with a heart full of dreams and a chip on his shoulder. When Jake arrived in Salem, his resemblance to Stefan was uncanny, sparking immediate speculation about his true identity. The revelation that he was Stefan's twin sent shockwaves through the town, but Jake's down-to-earth demeanor quickly won over fans. Unlike Stefan, who thrived on power plays and corporate warfare, Jake was a man of the people, forging connections with characters like Gabby and forging a life outside the Dera shadow. But fate had other plans. Jake's life was cut short in a hail of bullets, a senseless act of violence that left fans devastated and Vivien shattered. Vivien's response to Jake's death was as dramatic as you'd expect from a Dera matriarch. In a move straight out of a soap opera playbook, she kidnapped Stefan and spirited him away to Alemania, determined to protect her remaining son from the dangers of Salem. But Vivien's actions only deepened the mystery surrounding the twins. Could her grief over Jake's death have pushed her to seek out Dr. Rolf's help? And could Rolf, ever the loyal servant of the Dera legacy, have devised a plan to bring Jake back, not as the man he was, but as the heir to Stephano's throne? The resurrection theory. Jake as the new Stephano. Here's where things get deliciously speculative. Imagine this. Dr. Rolf, working in the shadows of his clandestine laboratory, perfects a new iteration of his mind-altering technology. This time, it's not just a chip, it's a full-scale transformation, blending Jake's physical form with Stephano's indomitable spirit. The process is fraught with peril, requiring Rolf to navigate the delicate balance between science and sorcery. Perhaps he uses a combination of advanced neurotechnology and DNA manipulation, drawing on Stephano's preserved genetic material to infuse Jake with the essence of the Phoenix. The resurrection itself would be a spectacle worthy of Days of Our Lives. Picture Jake's body, preserved in a cryogenic chamber deep within Rolf's lab, slowly awakening as the procedure takes hold. His eyes flutter open, but they're no longer the warm, earnest eyes of Jake Dera. Instead, they burn with the calculating intensity of Stephano, a man reborn with a hunger for power and a thirst for vengeance. The transformation isn't just physical, it's psychological, emotional, and spiritual. Jake's memories are suppressed, overwritten by Stephano's cunning intellect and unyielding ambition. Yet, somewhere deep within, a flicker of Jake's humanity remains, setting the stage for an internal battle that could tear him apart. This new Stephano would return to Salem as a force of nature, a storm of charisma and menace that upends the lives of everyone in his path. Chad Dera, struggling to maintain control of the family empire, would find himself outmaneuvered by a brother he thought was dead. Gabby, still grieving Jake, would be torn between horror and fascination as she confronts a man who looks like her lost love but acts like a stranger. And Vivien, the architect of this twisted resurrection, would revel in her son's return, even as she grapples with the consequences of unleashing a new Stephano on the world. The dramatic implications. A Salem transformed the return of Jake as Stephano would send shockwaves through Salem, reshaping alliances and reigniting old feuds. The Dera family, already fractured by Stefan's absence, would face a new era of turmoil as Jake/Stephano asserts his dominance. Characters like EJ Dera and Kristen Dera would be forced to choose sides, torn between loyalty to the family legacy and suspicion of this new, unfamiliar Stephano. Meanwhile, the Brady and Horton families, long-standing enemies of the Demeros, would brace for a fresh wave of chaos as Stephano's schemes unfold. But the real drama lies in the internal conflict within Jake himself. As Stephano's personality takes hold, Jake's memories and emotions could begin to resurface, creating a psychological tug-of-war that threatens to unravel Rolf's carefully crafted experiment. Imagine Jake catching glimpses of his old life. Moments with Gabby, laughter with his friends, the simplicity of his days as a mechanic, only to be pulled back into Stephano's ruthless mindset. This duality could make Jake/Stephano one of the most complex characters in Days history, a man caught between two identities, each fighting for control. The romantic implications are equally explosive. Gabi, who loved Jake deeply, would face an impossible dilemma. Can she love this new version of Jake, knowing he's been transformed into the very man who once terrorized Salem? Their interactions would be charged with tension, as Gabi searches for traces of the man she lost while grappling with the reality of Stefano's influence. This dynamic could lead to some of the most heart-wrenching scenes in recent Days history, as love and betrayal collide in a storm of emotion. Why this story must happen: the resurrection of Jake as Stephano isn't just a wild theory, it's a narrative goldmine that could reinvigorate Days of Our Lives for years to come. The Dera family has always been the beating heart of the show, and Stephano's legacy is its lifeblood. Bringing Jake back as Stephano would honor that legacy while introducing a fresh twist that keeps viewers on the edge of their seats. It's a chance to explore themes of identity, redemption, and the cost of ambition, all while delivering the high-stakes drama that Days fans crave. Moreover, this storyline would give Dr. Rolf the spotlight he deserves. As one of the show's most enduring and enigmatic characters, Rolf's ability to defy death is a testament to the boundless possibilities of soap opera storytelling. His role in Jake's resurrection would cement his status as a master manipulator, a scientist whose genius is matched only by his devotion to the Dera name. And let's not forget the fans. The outcry over Jake's death was deafening, a testament to the character's impact on the Days audience. Bringing him back, not as a mere ghost or hallucination, but as a fully realized Stephano, would be a love letter to those fans, rewarding their loyalty with a storyline that's as bold as it is unforgettable. Let's discuss. What do you think? So, Days fans, what do you think? Could Jake Dera rise from the ashes to become the new Stephano, guided by the twisted genius of Dr. Rolf? Would this resurrection breathe new life into Salem, or would it risk tarnishing the legacy of the Phoenix? We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.